good now.
I'm no big guest star or anything because I just come out and I'm here.
Why do you only come out on one side of the speaker?
Yeah, we lost you on stage right.
This one better?
Yeah.
That one's better. Now we got your
Cool,
stage
now I
right
don't
in
have to
left.
hold anything. Here, take it. Check. So, last year I told Mike a joke before I came on stage, and he looks at me and makes the heart noise, the heart sound symbol, and just breaks. And he didn't realize I was giving him a compliment. Because the most amazing thing about Amazicon is that it's still here. Not because it's not a good show, but how many shows in the last 5, 10 years, wake up, Andre. How many shows in the last 5, 10 years have continued? That just started up and didn't bomb. This show's still here, and every time I talk to people about conventions, when it comes to, because we travel all over the place, and these people, a lot of big conventions, they don't give a crap about their vendors. Mike and Connie still care about their vendors and always will. Yes, yes. They're also the only two people crazy enough to give me the microphone. A friend of mine, Elsie, runs the Macabre Fair Film Festival, the Bizarre Haunted Flea Market, Haunt Fair, and everything. She cares about her vendors. She will do just as much as Mike and Connie. But out of all the years of dealing with these two shows, I found one show that rivals them in courtesy. Not because they give a crap about their vendors, but while we were setting up at C2E2, after we're done setting up on Thursday, they gave out free beer. It took giving out free beer to rival you guys. Not beat you, but rival you. So, I'm sorry. I'm 40, I'm out of shape. People tell me, you're only as old as you feel. Fuck, give me a walker, I feel like I'm 84. He's already doing it. This guy, for a year. Now, I do shows. My girlfriend and I travel all over the country. We do conventions from all the way out to New Orleans, Chicago, and Indianapolis, all the way down to Florida. I never want to do the fucking trip again. And as far as Boston, and I think we're making it to New Hampshire this year. I've remembered this guy's face for a year, seared in my brain, because last year, I'm up here, and he's not even trying to heckle me. And he's sitting in the corner the whole time like this. Like a disappointed father that's just staring at his son going, oh God, that's my kid. And then he comes up to me after the shoot and says, hey, you were really great. I'm like, really? You didn't laugh once? Once? So, how many people here hate Enterprise Rent-A-Car? All right, so after East Coast Comic-Con, my truck's making this funny noise. I just had the son of a bitch tuned up. I dropped over $2,000 into this. Struts, brakes, new tires, spark plugs. All of a sudden, every time I stop here, what the fuck is that? So I bring it to my dealer. Calls me 24 hours later and tells me, I've got bad news. I'm like, this is a week before Wizard World and 2 weeks before we're leaving for Amazicon down in Orlando, Florida. I'm like, all right, hit me with it. And he goes, your transmission's shot. And he goes, but there's good news. I'm like, uh-huh. He goes, it's covered under your warranty. I'm like, thank God, because I was about to shit my liver. Because I have money stored away for emergencies, but a new transmission is extremely, extremely expensive. And this keeps like going down on me, and not in the good way. So, this next bit is about several things, because I don't even know how many things pissed me off and drove me to the point of wanting to be a mass murderer in 3 weeks. So first, the transmission of my truck goes. We're getting ready to go to Wizard World. I hate that convention. I hate the people who run it. But I only hate them in Philly. Because I hate the Philly Convention Center. Because the people who run that are assholes. They don't give a shit about the vendors. They don't give a shit about the patrons. They don't give a shit about anybody. So we're going up, we rent the van. We're going up to get everything out of the van. Out of my truck into the van. We call Enterprise, we rent another van. We get everything, now we're on our way down to Philly. Enterprise calls me. We have a problem, we don't rent cargo vans. I'm driving one right now. Oh, I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, well, they entered it in wrong. Well, I need one for the next 4 days because I could only rent the one that's right around the corner from my house for one day because that's all they had, that one. So I'm like, okay, there's several, everywhere you turn, there's an Enterprise rent-a-car. So she goes, all right, I'll fix it. We get down to Philly. We're trying to set up. We're trying to get electric. The person who runs the electric desk isn't there. There's a phone number to call. I call them. They hang up on me. I call again. They're like, oh, she should be back soon. Okay. Sign on the desk says back in 15 minutes. Time, returning at 3:30. It's 3:45. Now I've realized more than 2 hours have gone by since Enterprise told me they were going to fix my problems. Now I'm trying to call them. No one's answering. Then I call the 800 number, and I'm dealing with the insurance department, and this woman is laughing at me while I'm explaining my situation to her. So I just stopped and I'm sorry, is this funny to you? She's like, no, it's not that I don't do this day in and day out. And, I keep explaining to her because they're trying to charge me about $300 more than they're supposed to. She keeps laughing at me. 4 times this bitch laughs at me. Before I can tell her off and ask to speak to a manager, she switches me to another department. Back and forth with Enterprise for 4 hours on the ride home from Philly, where we can't even get our table fully set up. So now we have to set up the day of the show, which is a pain in the ass. Okay. You've dealt with them, haven't you? So on the ride home, the woman who caused the original problem, because they entered in my order wrong. It was their fault. I did nothing wrong. She calls, she said, oh, yeah, we have what you need. Direct words out to this woman out of my mouth are, you're fucking kidding me, right? And she's like, no. Because I'm like, I'm never dealing with you guys again because of the woman in your insurance department. She goes, well, I can cancel. I'm like, no. This is the last time I'm dealing with you. We get the truck, we get the van, we empty the truck, we go down, we do the show. Thursday and Friday, no problems. Because there was no one at Wizard World. Why are we open on Thursday and Friday? There was no one there. They had 3 celebrities there on Thursday. The Fonz. No one was at his table. 3 people were at his table. So we go back. Now my dealer is telling me, first on Monday, your parts are here. The truck will be worked on Wednesday. I'm like, okay, we'll be done Wednesday. I'm like, what about Thursday? I'll come home, I'll pick it up. Maybe talk to him Thursday. The parts haven't even been shipped yet. I've been dealing with this company for 30 years, my family and myself. Now, stay with me because it jumps back and forth between all the people messing with me. So now we go down to Philly. It is now Saturday morning, and we are trying to get into the show. There is a security guard at the loading dock where everyone's allowed to go right up. He's so big, he makes Andre look teeny tiny. And he's aggressive. Yells at us and tells us we got to go to Broad Street. So we go to Broad Street. No one's letting people, they're not letting vendors in. They're not letting people who've spent $900 for a VIP ticket. It's 10:05 and they have a photo op in 10 minutes. So some woman opens the door. I just push my way right in. Big dude gets in my face and says, you're not allowed to be here. I just hold up my wristband because now I'm at my wit's end again. And I'm like, I'm a vendor, you fucking idiot. And he's like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, yes, apparently you are because they told us to come here. You're not letting us in. I don't care. You got to get outside. I turn around, I curse them off. We go outside. So everyone's banging on the doors. And this one dude just opens the door. She's like, it's not my fault. This is where I snapped. I'm like, I know it's not your fault. if it was, you'd be fucking dead. These doors would be broken. We'd get to the tables and we'd be selling our shit. And the guy behind me goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, no, I'll take one for the team. They can't lock the doors if we break them. Let's go. And this girl next to me starts laughing, so I start laughing, and then everyone calms down. And then an official comes out and is like, I'm opening the door, but if you don't enter in orderly fashion, it gets closed permanently. So I make an announcement to the whole crowd. It's like, we will enter in an orderly, calm, and single file manner. They let us in. No one checked our bags. I could have walked in there with a bomb. Exactly. Sunday, they let us in with no problem, but the same guy at the loading dock yells at us again. So we're like, yeah, we go to Broad Street, fine. A vendor next to me comes over and tells me why he wasn't letting my particular group up. Now, this is a little reverse. I was the wrong shade. He was only letting black vendors up. A friend of ours, a friend of ours who said this, he says he saw letting black vendors up. He's like, well, why are you letting them up? And the dude gets in his face, fuck you, whitey. So he calls the cops, Wizard World, and the convention center staff, and that dude was fired and replaced with a much nicer and much more professional gentleman. Then we leave Wizard World. And I was told and given my word, given the word by Precision on Route 23 in Butler, New Jersey. Hope that place burns down with everyone inside of it. That my truck would be done because Tuesday morning we leave for Florida. Call me at 11. Okay, I call my guy at 11. Now the guy that I call, I think it's a work cell phone number. I don't think it's his own personal cell phone. I don't know this guy, I don't hang out with this guy, I don't go drinking with this guy. So I know nothing about him. So I call him, his voicemail's turned off. I'm like, okay, odd, whatever. Texts me 15 minutes later. Personal issue, I'm not at work right now. Okay. What about my truck? He goes, I'll be in at work at 12, I'll call you then. 12 o'clock rolls around, no phone call. I'm not gonna be that pain in the ass customer calling every 15 minutes, because if you run a professional business, I expect you to call. That's not too much to ask. Have you dealt with them before? 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, no call. 1 o'clock. Sorry, not going to make it into work today, but you can call my dad. He has all the answers on your truck. First, oh, you work with your dad. Okay. 2, who the fuck's your dad? 3, what's his number? So now I'm calling my parents because they've been dealing with them before I was able to drive, and every time they call, answer like that. Me, hold on. I hear everything going on in the background. I'll call you back in a few minutes. 3 hours later, that's when I get an answer. And it's not even the answer I need to help me out. So I call my father, and he's like, all right, I'll call them. Half an hour goes by, mom and dad haven't called me back. So I call them, because my parents are 72, 73. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, we're on our way up there. Without me? And they're like, well, no one's answering the phones at Precision at the location. You're all looking at me in disbelief like no one has dealt with this shit before. So they get there, my mother walks up to them and goes, so are your phones broken? And they're like, no, why? It's like, because me and my son have been calling you all morning and all afternoon. You all right, Andre? Okay, give him my name, you'll get a good seat. Andre's not here, I don't know who I'm gonna look at for the rest of this story. So now, I love you, Jerry. So now, my parents call me back, bad news, truck's not gonna be ready. We leave for Florida on Tuesday morning. It's Monday at 2 o'clock. So now I don't have a truck. They're like, well, we can rent you a minivan. Like a fucking soccer mom? They know what kind of truck. I drive a Ram truck with a cap. They know how, they've seen me empty it several times when it's broken down. Nothing's gonna fit in the minivan. They're like, well, we can get you a deal in Enterprise. Fuck Enterprise. I'm not dealing with them anymore. So now everyone's yelling at everyone because the situation has made everyone hate everyone. So everyone goes their separate ways. I don't know what to do. So I text this guy. Remember the guy I don't know anything about? Nothing about his life at all. So I text him. I'm like, thanks for giving me your word. My truck isn't going to be done. I'm out thousands of dollars. Job well done. Thanks a lot. His reply is, oh, LOL. You're out thousands of dollars? How about your wife having a miscarriage? Go fuck yourself. And he took the time to put an arm flexing emoji. Now let me ask the gentleman in the room. If your wife was having a miscarriage, one, would you be answering your phone at the hospital?
Yes. No. What's the right answer?
It was a hypothetical, you dick. I gotta take a drink for dealing with you guys. Before I can even process, for a split second, I felt like a dick. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know anything about your personal life, and you're throwing your personal life in my face. Now, when I have an order of fangs and I can't get them done ASAP, if I'm sick, that's a health code. I will explain, I'm sick, I don't want to spread germs to you because I'm making a product that goes in your mouth. He's not the one that fixes my truck. He has his minions do it. Don't give me your word. Oh, the first part's almost done. Don't worry about it. So before I can even process what he said, remember, emoji, go fuck yourself. Wife miscarriage. He goes, bet you feel like a real jerk off now, don't you? So, who I really am at home steps aside. Horror Show Jack steps right back in, and I go into professionalism. Well, you and I aren't friends. We don't hang out. We don't go drinking together. I don't know anything about your family life or your personal life. I'm very sorry to hear about your wife. That is awful. I'm so sorry. But no, I don't feel like a jerk-off. But you sure as shit look like one. So I call my friend Amy, who's right over there, and her and her wonderful yellow truck, which is the same truck I drove, that we call Banana Motherfucker. I call her to vent. Before I'm done with the story, she goes, I'm not doing anything this weekend. I'm like, wait. Let me finish the story before I beg for help. This woman was able to give me a ride down to Florida. God bless her. I had the third best show of my career. Now it's Tuesday. We're halfway to Virginia. I get a text message. Your truck's done. Now you can all tell what kind of dick I can be, right? First thought was the devil screaming in my ear, tell him go fuck himself, tell him go fuck himself. Then I go into a much darker side of my brain, really deep, because I'm a Guar fan.
Yes.
Yeah. This one knows where this is going. This is going to be bad. I'm going to make all you hate me with this statement. The second thing that pops in my head was, how's the newborn? Oh, it didn't survive, did it? And I'm like, don't say that, don't say that. So then the angel finally speaks up. Just call your parents. Mom, you're not going to believe what happened. She's like, what? I'm like, that fucking asshole texted me. She's like, I'm like, the truck's done. She's like, all right. Your father and I will pick it up. Do not respond. I'm like, I'm not gonna. It's really hard, though, because when you deal with that, because, I mean, what kind of job do you have during the day? Yeah, you.
Well, I'm an auctioneer.
Okay.
No.
What do you do professionally?
HVAC.
Okay. Would it bode well if you told one of your customers to go fuck themselves?
No, not at all.
Is it justifiable in any situation?
No.
Okay. I can name a couple situations where it's justifiable, but when the person doesn't have the knowledge of what you're going through, the hell with them. So, well, what do you do for a living?
Postal service.
Yeah, we don't fuck with those people. So this is the part, I got a few more minutes and then I'm gonna shut it down and we'll bring up discipline theory. Or do you guys need more time to get ready? Oh, the magic show, that's right. I'm all confused because Mike leaves me in charge, I don't know. So this was the opening part that I wanted to start my act on. Anyone here watching Practical Jokers? Do you remember when they put each other in the remote control wheelchair?
Performing.
I'm just going to let him keep doing this because he's getting more laughs than me. So anyway, the bit that I wanted to open up with last year, because I left my notes at the booth, but this year I printed 2 copies out. No, Jerry, I didn't use the one you wrote the notes on.
I don't care.
So there's this myth. Hi, Mike.
Don't be doing it. I'm phony evil.
Phony evil. So, how many people have ever heard the myth that horror movies are racist? Okay. But when it comes to the horror movie, who's the first guy to usually die? Yeah, okay, good. Now, name a horror movie the black guy dies first. I'll wait. Come on. Is Blackula an all-black cast? Or mostly black cast?
I would say so.
It doesn't count. That doesn't count. Yeah, right? If the whole cast is black and the first person that dies, they're gonna be black.
Gay guy dies first in black.
What?
Gay guy dies first in black.
See? The gay guy dies. Was he black though? No. Oh, okay. See? I started this joke about 4 years ago. I found one movie that I know always off the top of my head, and it's Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Kincaid dies first.
Spider Baby. Spider Baby.
I haven't seen that since I was a little kid. All right, apparently Spider Baby too, but in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Kincaid dies first. You want to know why it doesn't count? He survived part 3. Now, one thing I can name, is this like the hook that's supposed to pull me off the stage? Anyway, I'm just gonna. You're killing me now too. Well, anyway, before I go, the one thing I can say is, when it comes to black men and black women in horror movies, I can name more movies where the black guy survives, or at least makes it to the end.
House on Haunted Hill.
Thank you.
1999 version.
Yeah.
The black guy didn't make it in the original.
No, there wasn't
There was
one.
none.
Night of the Living Dead.
Last guy.
Well, yeah, he was the last guy to die. I know Miguel Nunez is Dominican, but he made it all the way to the end in Return of the Living Dead. And you had LL Cool J in H2O.
Yeah.
And then immediately following that, Busta Rhymes survived, went toe-to-toe. I mean, I like to call it Busta Rhymes versus Michael Myers. What do you like
Forgot
that?
Deep Blue Sea with LL Cool J.
That's not really a horror movie.
It is pretty horrible.
What about one that was the killer?
Candyman.
Yeah.
Yep. 3
So glad I
times.
made you happy.
3 times.
All right. That's just a horror movie. All right. Who's ready for the professional idiot? Who's going to make you laugh so hard your ribs are going to hurt? Omar, are you ready or are you still drinking?
I just took another Italian, so I'm good.
All right. Are you ready? All right. I'm going to give the stage over to Omar. And then shortly after that, discipline theory will come on. And hopefully after that, you guys will be drunk enough to laugh at some of my shit.
Go on, we have to walk your ass off the stage. Other than that, we'll never get rid of you.
Is a bedroom.
All the way down, all the way down, all the way down.
Oh, I can. Oh shit, wait a minute, Omar, I forgot one thing. Oh yeah, I just wanted to out this because he busted my balls so much last year. Hey Jerry, she's not really my daughter.
Really?
That's sad.
No, I'll pull a chair over.
That is sad.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It works. Can you hear me?
You were dead.
All right, good evening. I'm Elmar, the professional idiot.
Oh,
I am a